friend of mine was having diabetes. I just asked because I read somewhere that there are two types of diabetes. One is the genetic, the other is stress. So I asked him what kind of diabetes you are. How do you know it? I read somewhere. He said, I have stress diabetes. And I know exactly when I got it. How come? He said, I had a fight with my head of the department. And from that day on, I had a stress diabetes. So how stress triggers the diabetic conditions?
Let me clarify, there is no type of diabetes which is called genetic or which is called stress diabetes.
Okay.
Technically, we used to call them for ages juvenile onset, that is, which happens in childhood, and adult onset diabetes, which also is not correct. We call them type 1 diabetic, type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is there's an absolute deficiency of insulin being produced by the pancreas. It normally starts in the early age, in the first decade of life itself, never after 30 years. And type 2 is which starts in third, fourth day. It is insidious in origin. Gradually, the insulin deficiency and insulin resistance keep building up, and finally, you are detected as a diabetic. So, stress is a one component which can cause diabetes by making a person more and more insulin resistant. I said insulin resistance could be genetic. Genetic as the people we have central obesity. People who are obese from childhood, especially the central obesity, the fat in the viscera, the abdominal organs. Whatever they do, they will develop insulin resistance when they grow. That's called genetic component of the insulin resistant. The other major component, it is supposed to be about 70% time, the insulin resistance develops because of your environmental issues, because of your acquired issues. One of them is stress. Other is high carbohydrate diet. People who eat a lot of sugar, chocolates and sweets, they develop sedentary lifestyle. People who just keep sitting, shopkeepers, they go to the shop in the morning, all through the day they're sitting on a chair. That's also contributing to insulin resistance. Malnutrition in the womb, fetal malnutrition, if lady has had a very small baby, that baby, when it comes 30, 40, he will have some kind of insulin resistance for sure. Women who have polycystic disease of the ovary, they will get insulin resistance. Stress, lack of sleep, emotions, your thoughts, your bad habits, smoking and tobacco use, they all contribute towards insulin resistance. So this man, what you're referring to, the stress is one of the components which has led him to have insulin resistance.
Doctor, there is another related question with this. These days, the executives, especially in the software industry, that they are under stress and it leads to cardiac problems. So does it also lead to diabetic conditions? Or will it? As Naman pointed out.
Yeah, very true, very true. It is not stress alone. Fast food, junk food, high refined sugars, lack of exercise and stress. All of them predisposes a person not only to diabetes, to high cardiovascular event risks. So that's very relevant today.
No, that's what, because you see there is a lot of emphasis on this, that the sedentary life, the junk food, as you said, that will lead to the cardiac problems.
Yeah.
But there is no, what you call it, informed opinion that it will also cause diabetes. उसके बारे में ज़्यादा चर्चा नहीं है.
The reason probably is because ultimately the fear is of the heart diseases. Ultimately fear of the heart disease, because even the 50% of the diabetics die of the heart disease.
Oh.
Because they are equally, doubly or rather 3.2 times more prone to develop cardiac disease than the rest of the society. So the fear is of the heart disease. So that's why it is said that these things, bad food habits and lack of exercise and stress and thoughts and stimulants and tobacco, they all put you to high risk of cardiovascular disease, but they equally put you to high risk of diabetes as well, hypertension.
That's this animal-based insulin, I guess I'm using the right word. I think it was coming earlier from two sources, one the pig and perhaps the cow.
Bovine is cattle.
See, original research was with pigs in Canada by Bantam.
Yeah, Bantam.
इसमें बहुत सारे शेयर मार्केट.
मैं इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ,
51.
A friend of mine, he was getting cured by one type of insulin. I do not know pig or which one, because he was with his no more now. So he, when I was outside, he said कि मेरे लिए वही इंसुलिन लाना, यहाँ हिंदुस्तान में वो नहीं मिलती है, तो इसलिए मुझे उससे फायदा नहीं होता है. So is there any relationship with the source of the insulin?
Difficult to say that.
हाँ, तो वो तो मुक्त भोगी था.
I don't understand.
तो
Difficult to say that. What
वो
exactly was the
एक
issue?
issue हुआ उसका. ये जो हमारे पुराने जमाने में भी मधुमेह की बात तो होती थी, और शायद मधुमेह 2-3 प्रकार का शायद
माना जाता था उस time.
माना जाता था. तो वो वही चीज है जैसे आज टाइप 1 टाइप 2 आप कहते हैं, या कुछ और था उनका सोचने का ढंग?
जहाँ तक मेरी नॉलेज है, मैं लिटरेचर पढ़ता हूँ, उस टाइम शायद मधुमेह 2 टाइप का ऐसे माना जाता था कि वो जब वो शुरू हुआ उसके ऑनसेट के हिसाब से डिफरेंशिएट करते थे. नॉट दैट वाज नॉट वेरी साइंटिफिक. वो कहते थे जो बचपन से मधुमेह है तो एक टाइप है. इवन द medical fraternity also classified diabetes from till I think 70s, 80s as juvenile onset. When I was in medical school, we used to have juvenile onset diabetes and maturity onset diabetes, or which is called insulin dependent diabetes or non-insulin dependent diabetes. But as the knowledge has grown, we found it is not correct. Even maturity onset diabetes will need insulin. So how can you call them they are not insulin dependent?
तो उस समय तो ये हमारी डायबिटीज की इन्वेस्टिगेशन कैसे है या स्ट्रिप्स नहीं थी, तो उस समय वो कैसे मधुमेह का पता लगा रहे थे?
देखते थे कि यूरिन के पास चींटियां
ना वो तो खैर
If I the oldest method known to me, which being mentioned in few stories, is that when people used to pass urine and this because there was so much sugar in that, and the other things which people have mentioned was non-healing of ulcers whenever they had wounds, they were not healing. Anybody who is eating well but losing weight, is eating well, passing a lot of urine, drinking a lot of water but still not putting on weight. They were the suspicious issues.
They would correlate this
could he be having a mधुमेह?
लेकिन उस समय दवाई वगैरह थी कोई ऐसा है?
Herbs से treat करते थे.
Because our literature says that insulin was invented in 1951. So I don't know what was there before that. But definitely we had products, oral agents were there. Oral agents, I remember the first oral agent was something in 1920 or 1930, then it was found to have anti-diabetic properties.
Thank you, Doctor. Pleasure talking to you.